Hey, what's going on, guys? So today I have a big old flat battle box. All right, it's hard to tell. Let me bring this up a little bit. Bring this out a little bit. All right, try to give you a little more review here on the table. But anyway, this is not that tall, but it's very wide and flat, which always, like, the shape of the box always makes me scratch my head, like, what can be in there that they needed that kind of shape? And what's not in there, because it is too thin, right? So anyway, today is utility knife day because I've been doing some different dirty work. So specifically have the OTF utility knife out. So this is usually when I'm cutting a lot of stuff I know is going to be sticky and gummy, maybe have glue. I don't want to get a bunch of glue residue on one of my cooler knives. So that's when I'll specifically carry something like that. So let's see. Let's bring everything out here. Oh, well, that gives that away. A Tactica fixed blade. Alright. Grab. What is this? Alright, we'll leave that off to the side. Got more stuff in there. Okay. Empty box, push back. Let's do this. Just so it's easier for me to throw things in after we look at them. So, mission brief number 129. Skip the little cheat sheet there. You can pause and read the mission briefing if you want, and then we'll leave that there for reference. Alright, so let's look at the knife first, since we already got a peek at it. The Tactica knife. This is the K400 hunting knife. Interesting. I know they're going to have a nice little view. I do like Tactica's like presentation here with all their stuff, their gear. That's kind of cool. Pop this open, take it out, get a better look at this guy. Alright, so, the belt clip, which seems really flimsy. Ooh, that's a cheap belt clip. I don't like that at all. So first of all, there's like a tab on the end, but you can see this is sheet metal, or maybe you can't see. That is very, very thin. That is sharp. And then there's just two little teeth bent down to keep it against, like, I wouldn't want to... That's not a great start. I would not want that clip against my pants. I feel like it would cut something. So I have plenty of belt clips. You may not. If I wanted to carry this in the pants, I would definitely swap that. That is for sure. It looks like there's a tab here. Does tab have to get pushed or pulled? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Let's see. Let's push the thumb. No. Maybe that's that's the retention. That's what's keeping it in. All right. So looking at it, not a bad look at all. Kind of like it. We have a reddish orange liner, some G10 scales. Interesting jimping. I'm not sure why it looks thinner down here. Is that just me? Does it look thinner in this portion than up here? I don't know. Weird. But you can see that there's cutouts on the side. Maybe that's giving that illusion. I don't think these really serve much of a purpose. I mean, doing a pinch grip here, running this way, it's not really keeping my fingers from sliding up and down. I'd prefer the other direction, but anyway. Don't know blade steel offhand. Blade just says Tactica on it. Jimping on the top too, though, which again, not sure. You're probably not doing that. It's a little far for that. Like, you can do that on like on a smaller knife maybe, but not on a bigger knife like this. So yeah, I mean, the design, it's interesting. I'm probably assuming this is a cheaper steel. Let's go ahead and grab the box and see. All right. Again, they're fantastic with their packaging. So first, lanyard hole cutouts, zip tie lashing points. Okay, so they're just essentially saying you can attach that to something. Let's skip through. High grip jimping. The jimping is purposeful, I will say that. Like in the bottom and the top, it grabs the thumb for sure. I'm not seeing a blade still here. I just see full tang, bright orange, G10 liners for visibility at night, contoured grip, flat ground drop point blade, high grip thumb cutouts. High grip thumb cutouts. I think they made a choil, but that's not for your thumb. Unless you hold your knife like this. Which I don't think, a much simple mistake. Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to look at our paperwork. Paperwork will probably say it. Designed in Australia, made in China. All right. So, not all that exciting. Not a terrible knife. Putting it the wrong way. So yeah, that's what these little pieces here are for. That's going to pinch right under our tang and give us the retention. All right, so there's actually really good retention on this. The worst clip. It's actually very uncomfortable on my finger. Worst clip in knife history. So we'll see where that goes a little bit later. Actually, no, I'm going to look right now. I ain't going to skip because I am so curious. I have to know right this second. The blade is D2. All right, not a shocker. D2, 9 inches overall. Blade is 3.8 inches. So there you go. That explains that. All right, so moving on. What is this? A square? A tactical square? Oh, a Williams key. These things are super useful. I just saw a video like last week or 2 weeks ago on these things. This tool will help you gain access to many types of gates and doors. Our goal is to help you cause little to no damage when making an entry. Please be responsible, safe, and obey your local laws when breaking into other people's property. No, I made that part up. Made in America, or made in USA. You can see they actually have a code right there. But yes, these things. Let me break this out. You'd have to watch a video on it. I can't really explain it. I mean, you can use some logic and common sense, but this is essentially a very stiff tool, which with a couple purposeful cutouts to poke, grab, pry. This is a fantastic thing to have in your vehicle. Let's say you went to someone's home, they locked themselves out of a gate or something on accident, they have your permission, you can go to your vehicle, take something like this and help them get back into their own property. It's important to stress that, their own property, not someone else's property. But I'm kind of thinking if you are a thief, or you do B&Es, you probably don't subscribe to BATTLBOX. You may or may not, have one of your own Williams keys. But yeah, that's what that is. I'd recommend watching a quick Google video on how that works. It is very, very useful. So that's kind of a cool addition. The highlights so far. All right, what is in this glass jar? Looks like a little baby food jar. BlackRock Leather and Rich. Okay. Clean, softens, preserves all finished leather since 1976. BlackRock is made following a family recipe since 76. Interesting. Okay. So a leather conditioner. Saddles, tack boots, furniture. Yeah. Cool. So it says allow BlackRock to permeate entire article. Take a cotton cloth and rub entire article, lifting out dirt and excess. BlackRock buff with a horsehair brush and shine cloth for high luster. So yeah, very cool. I really dig the packaging here. It's nice. It's not glass, it's plastic. Fooled me. But I like their little embossed cap as well. And looks like some kind of an odd almond butter. And smells nothing like it. Smells kind of like paint and wood. What's that from? Tastes like paint and wood. Bonus points if you remember that one. Yeah, no, it smells like nail polish remover and some kind of wood pulp. But that would be very, very useful for leather products. I have plenty of leather products, as do you probably. If you like knives, you got knife sheaths, right? That are leather. You like guns, you got a gun holster that's leather. Even if you don't like guns or knives, you might have a leather belt. There are leather boots. There's always going to be a leather product somewhere in your life. So that can definitely be useful. I dig it. All right. So we're left with these three things. Ooh, let's see, a Fox Vulpus. All right, we'll save that for a second. Hero Defense Alarm. Is this a personal defense alarm? 130 decibels, pretty loud. I remember checking my truck when I had my 86 K20. God bless her heart. Thing rusted out, sold it. You guys know that years ago. But when I put my exhaust system on, it was loud. And then when the exhaust system rusted out, or actually the headers rusted out first, it was even louder, as you can imagine. And I tested that on a phone app, and it was 132, 133, something like that. So yeah, 130 is pretty loud. I know that from personal experience. And I know there's like a, I don't know what it is, a 90 or 100 something is like the technical level where it's, you know, defensive. Defensive, could we use those quotes there? It's kind of like a flashlight. Back in the day, if a flashlight was 60 lumens or more, it was tactical because you can use it to flash in someone's eyes to disorientate them. Now, the cheapest flashlight, 60 lumens, right? But anyway, here's all the specs in case you care about that kind of stuff. And let's see, the flashing light's 300 minutes, 240 for the regular lighting. The alarm duration 70 minutes. If you don't get help within 70 minutes, that's a problem. All right, so let's take a peek at this. I've seen these before, not this style. There's a charging cable, a little carabiner. I'm assuming you pull this. Is this? No, maybe not. I assumed wrong. Button. Oh, that's for the flashlight. Okay, that's simple. Very simple. Regular flashlight, very blue tint on that. I don't know if you could really tell, but that is blue. Abba-dee-abba-da. All right, flashing, and I don't really want this alarm going off in my face. It doesn't feel like that pulls out. So what I'm going to do, there's your charging port, is I'm going to look at the instructions. What do you think of that? Oh no. Oh, there. Okay, they're in there. So hold on. Let me look at this tiny little writing. It does pull out. Okay, alarm function. Pull out the ring to sound the alarm. Put back the ring to end the alarm. Pull out the SOS pin to activate alarm. So they're calling that an SOS pin. All right, well, I'm going to cover this thing here because I don't want to scream into my face. All right, ready? Oh, God, that's friggin' loud. Man, that's annoying. So yes, that would definitely get attention. Super annoying, loud, and it blinks. So it's very cool. So obviously you attach this, like, let's say your key ring, and you hold this whole thing, and oh no, and someone's attacking you, and you just, you know, let's say they're grabbing your key, whatever it is, you pull it, you know, and you're good to go. So there you go. Very cool. Definitely good. Even if you don't have a need for it, give it to your grandma in case she gets, you know, thugs somewhere. Give it to your girlfriend, your wife. Give it to your niece. Give it to your nephew, I guess. It depends on whoever you think needs it. I'm not trying to be sexist here, like just women would use a product like this, but I mean, anyone could obviously use it. But yeah, it's definitely a useful thing. It's one of those things that you wouldn't go out of your way to go buy, but if you get it in something like this, you might utilize it. I find that with all kinds of gear. I get so much crap in these boxes that I'm like, I would never buy that. And I find myself, like, the things I would never buy are some of the most useful things that I'm like, why didn't I think of getting that before? You know what I mean? That's why I like these so much. All right, so that one, outdoor, oh, it says saw on here. Outdoor saws. All right, well, let's take a look at that real quick before we get into our little knife of the month. I do like wood saws. Oh, we need to cut something. Let's use our new knife. All right, see, that worked beautifully. Nice sharp edge. Okay. Ooh, interesting. Oh, it's a pack. That's a bonus. I don't know why I was thinking like a triangle-shaped saw. That is really cool. This was here. So we have a small folding saw. Now, does this work? Safety? Yeah. Okay. Interesting. All right. So this is a perfect cut. This actually seems pretty nice. I mean, there's sharp teeth on there. I have to actually use it to see what I think, but very simple, open and close. Just a thumb press. There's a couple of little lines there. You know, you just push your thumb. Same thing. Well, make sure it's lined up. Nice rubberized handle. Feels good. And let's see this big one here. Little sheath. All right, so a stiff, large one, much more capable. All right, obviously the angle really helps. Also, this helps too. So this almost looks like a tennis racket. So, you know, when you're really pulling on it, your hand's not going to slip off. But yeah, I'll test this in the future. I'll definitely cut some wood with this stuff. Looks like we have a swappable clip as well for right side or left side carry. So that's kind of cool as well. I dig it. Simple. Very simple. All right. Me likey. All right. Last but not least, let's see this little fox knife here. Come out of the box. Oh, it's a wee little lad. Look at this guy. Yeah, that was a little confusing because I'm like, is there a box in a box? That's kind of a cool packaging. The Vulpus multi-purpose knife, but designed by Fox. That is cool. Let's get a zoom on this guy because it's teeny. All right, you can see it in the hand here. All right, very sack-ish. We have our little lanyard, or not lanyard, you can put a lanyard on it, our little split ring. All right, let's check this out. So we have our main blade. Feels nice and smooth, high polish. Ooh, that feels very sharp. That is quite sharp. All right. Trying to get a zoom on this for you. The Vulpus, made in Italy, N690CO. All right, so we have a blade that is very functional. Then what else we have on here? Looks like a saw. Very cool. Now we have 3 saws. We have a big one, a medium one, and a small one. All right, and then knife saw. I'm looking down the channels here. There's scissors. That's why there's 2. Oh no, I'm sorry. I was wrong. Are there not scissors here? No, that was the saw. Still looks like there are scissors. I don't know why. We have our can opener, flathead screwdriver, a bigger flathead. The bottle opener on this side. Maybe this is a liner. I don't know why that's confusing me so much. Look like it saws, but okay, I guess not. So 4 multi-tools, except for our blade and our saw are obviously just single-use tools. But yeah, that is wicked. I really like this a lot. It's very cool, right? It seems like aluminum scales. I like the green color. It's not, I mean, it has a little bit of heft to it, but it's not like super heavy or anything. So let's open all these up just to make sure I'm not missing something. All right. I'm telling you, it's what's throwing me off so much is the liner in the middle. So let's get this saw out first. Then our blade. Yeah, this here, I don't know why that looks like. It is! I see a nail nick in there. See, I knew it. Sometimes I know what I'm talking about and just can't prove it. Alright, so there you go. Now, now all the tools are out. Alright, so I want to try these scissors. Scissors on little multi-tools are like one of the most used tool. I swear, even though I have all these knives, sometimes you just want to use scissors for something, especially when you're cutting something small. These look very precise. These are cool little scissors. All right, spring loaded. I like it. I like it a lot. So there you go. That concludes this month's Battle Box. Let's go ahead and double check, make sure we didn't miss anything. Yeah, I like this a lot. Our knife, our double saw kit, our alarm, our Williams key, our Blackrock leather conditioner, and our little Fox multi-tool. Very cool. You could pause on this if you want to read the information about each one. All right. There's that. And Pro Box would have been the Vulpus, all right, edition. And that has an M390 blade. There you go. And sandblasted titanium. Why did I think that was aluminum? Well, I know why, because it was green. And I don't always see colored titanium, right? So I'm kind of flipping through here right now. No, wait a minute. Yeah, okay. N690CO blade. Yeah, titanium has to be for the scales. Not the frame so much. The frame's probably stainless, but the actual green scales on both sides are anodized titanium. Pretty cool. And then, of course, the Pro Plus would have got you the addition of the Tactica K400, which again is D2. And that's that. There's the BattleBox Vault. All right, Southern Survival, if you never saw that before, the apparel, all that kind of good stuff. So there you go. That's this month's BattleBox. Double thumbs up. Super excited. I'm very excited to use the saws. Now it's starting to get cold outside. That means wood. For some people, you know, for the wood burning stoves, you got, I mean, at this point, I'm sure you've already bought your wood or processed your wood, but I don't mind getting out. You know, I'd rather do that kind of stuff in the wintertime when it's cold and bundle up. because it's a lot of physical exertion. Going out and doing a lot of wood processing in the summer, you're sweating, it's uncomfortable. But in the wintertime, it actually warms you up. It's not that bad of a deal. So anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you have an awesome day, and I'll see you tomorrow with a brand new video. Take care.